Hello everyone, I'm Nerdy Fool and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We're continuing from where we left off last time, where we have just reached age 17. I think that means year 8. Yeah, and we have just reached our late teen appearance, which if you remember at the very start of the game with character creation, there was the slider that they gave us for appearance that said it was for our late teen appearance. So now we can finally see what that's talking about. So this is the masculine appearance as well as the masculine portrait, just to show off the differences. That is the androgynous appearance, slightly longer hair, and the feminine appearance. So just in case people are curious, that's the difference we have here. I'm gonna go back to the masculine appearance. And we will start with our usual talking to everyone. Now that we've reached our next stage, everyone else has also changed their appearance to the late teen appearance. I feel like everyone's gone insane, Dis says, looking around at the increased activity outside the walls. It's not just me who can see that, right? This planet is bigger and older than we can even imagine. If we act aggressive, it's just going to smack us down even harder. Dis spreads his hands. No one is listening. We have to listen to the planet. Yep. Pretty clear that our people being here has angered the planet. Your mom's using this quiet time to plan this year's crop layout. It's important to rotate the crops to ensure something nitrogen replenishment. She doesn't explain it very well. Your dad takes a big breath of air. Ah, this is real living, he says grandly. Sometimes I wake up thinking we're still hurtling through space on the Strato, and I'm just so jazzed when I remember we're here, on a real planet. He slaps you on the back. Never take this for granted, kiddo. And Cal and Rex are hanging out in the garden gazebo. You can hear their laughter echoing through the garden long before you see them. Hey, Selene, Cal calls out to you, and Rex lifts his hand in a jaunty wave. Rex told me he wanted my help burying his bone in the garden. But when we got here, he said he must have forgot it back in his room. Can you believe it? Rex shoots you a long-suffering look and rolls his eyes. Mars is watching holovids, propping her head up with her hand. Newton's bloody apple, she curses. We have got to start producing our own entertainment soon, or I am going to literally go mad. Hey, Vase? Unless you're here because you realize that Rex is a crap-for-brains coward who'd rather muck around than defend his own home, get out of my sight. Vase growls. I don't have time for weak-willed deadweights like him, and right now, that includes you. Always a friendly person, Vase. Nim is doing squats in the training yard. 30, 31. Oh, hey, Selene. She jumps up and stretches her legs. Feel like challenging the squat queen? Nothing down here. You spot Tang, heading behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine turbines, long silent and starting to rust. You climb up to the platform. Tang's there, lying on her back and staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with the sluggishness of someone who's only just remembered it's necessary and licks her lips before she speaks. Do they need me in there? You shake your head, and Tang doesn't sigh in relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good, she murmurs. It's all too much right now. I thought... Her mouth twitches. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing up here. Are you okay? Tang huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftops, she says. I confess, I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. She shakes her head. Blanking out your mind with substances is what my mom used to do. Not me. We could flirt. I know how to take your mind off things, or do you want to talk about it? Tang smiles, self-effacing, and doesn't look at you. I don't think so, she says. Maybe, will you sit with me? You lie down beside Tang and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few minutes. You can feel the caginess seep out of Tang as you lie there in silence until finally she speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? She asked, slowly. Humans are such glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructive thing, she continues. They only ever create by destroying, and in turn, they hasten their own demise. Tang finally looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up her cheekbones. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy and unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth, she says. Does it seem we're going down the same path here on Vertumna? So what if we are? This is our home, or I believe we can do better here. I believe we can do better here. Tang takes a deep breath and lets it out. I think so too, I just don't know how. I don't know if any of us do. We're only human. I lost a point towards helping Tangent. That's a shame. Sometimes I wonder, she continues, then pauses. Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore space. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an artificial intelligence would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way, no questions about ethics or morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when human colonists traveled from Europe to the Americas, they nearly killed everyone who already lived there because they spread disease. Tang looks at her hands. I just can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. The hatch to the lavatory clangs open and Tang jumps. There you are, Instance says, her head and shoulders visible through the hatch. Have you finished recalibrating that strand sequencer yet? Tang scrambles to her feet and brushes off the seat of her pants. No, not yet, she says. I was waiting on the results from BH4316 and... Instance clicks her tongue against her teeth and raises a hand to interrupt Tang. They're ready, she says, and I need that sequencer ready for the G4100 samples. Her eyes flick to you. If you're done, she adds icily. Yes, ma'am, Tang says, cowed, and slides into the hatch after Instance. As her head disappears past the roofline, you catch a fleeting hint of an expression on her face you can't name. Sounds like Tang's getting a little burnt out. But Tang's had a thing about not liking humanity, and particularly her own humanity, for most of the game so far. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratospheric. Definitely a lot less than in the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex has really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. Dude, put a shirt on? If I had empathy 40, take your own shirt off in solidarity. Or, awoo, flirt with Rex. Dude, put a shirt on. Are you kidding me? He asked, throwing his arms wide. First, it's hot as balls out here. I work outdoors, and hooey, no joke. I'd take off more if I could. He cranes his head up to the sky. Second, I like the feeling of the sun on my skin. After 15 years in a sunless tube hurtling through space, I want to soak in as much as I can. It makes me feel great. Rex laughs and knocks himself into your shoulder. I think our bodies were meant to live this way. Don't even get me started about pants, bud. I mean, it's the quiet season. There's snow on the ground. Put a shirt on. You spot Rex carrying supplies and a big piece of wood into the construction site at the end of the lounge. The future home of his bar. He waves at you. Well, as much as a wave as he can do with his arms full of mushwood. Hey, it's Elaine, he calls out to you. Things are going great in here. Thanks to you, it'll be done in no time. You take a look at what you can see. Rex has kept it all pretty well tarped up and hates letting people inside to peek, but you can tell it's big. Perhaps a little too big. Ambitious, maybe, for a first solo construction project. Rex has had a lot of help from his crew and from the whole colony. He'd have to be able to find enough wood. I'd love to see it. Or, I'm sure it'll be great. No, I'd love to see it. Rex shifts from foot to foot. Well, he sighs, biting his lip, but you get the sense that he's dying to share it with someone. Okay, he says, but just for you. You follow him into the tent. It's chaos inside, littered with pieces of mushwood of varying lengths and covered in fine sawdust. Light coming through some gaps in the tent pick up all the little sparkling motes of dust in the air, making it seem almost magical. Rex spreads his arm. Well, this is it, he says. Well, so far. We have a bar and a dance floor. That's all you really need. He swipes open his hollow palm and starts playing some music. then shimmies over to the only clear spot in the mess. That must be the dance floor, you figure, because he starts wiggling and bopping along to the music, gesturing for you to dance with him. Dance with him, if I have enough bravery, or just watch. I'll dance. Rex cheers as you join him on the dance floor. He grabs your hand and spins you around, and you laugh and dance to the music coming from his hollow palm. Moving your body just for the sheer joy of it feels amazing. You can see the future of this place, a place where people come not because they're stressed and need to relax, but where they can really cut loose and enjoy themselves. Rex had the right idea. Gain some more friendship and some bravery. Rex comes over to you and slings you into a one-armed hug. Just seeing you makes me super energized, he says. I can almost hear the music now. That's right, the bar's gonna have live music. You know anyone who plays an instrument? I'm gonna work double time to finish this place. If you want to help, bring me all the mushwood you can find. How much mushwood do we have? As well as other collectibles. We've got tons of mushwood and crystal clusters, so we should probably hand those out to the people we know like them. We'll talk to Rex again so I can give him a gift. A snowball lands right between your shoulder blades, followed by another one zipping over your head. When you turn, Rex is laughing as he scoops up more spark snow. Got you! Well, we'll do the hugs to get our friendship up. Rex folds you into his arms, bending his whole body to you. He smells warm and a little spicy, like clean sweat and sunshine. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. Alright, now let's finally give him that gift. Rex reaches above his head and stretches, showing off his lean body and its remarkable lack of clothing. He yawns and smacks his lips. Hey, Elaine, he says, scratching his stomach lazily. You doing anything fun? I've got a mushwood log for you. Rex beams with happiness as you hand over the mushwood. What? Really? Really? He exclaims. I need this for building the bar, thank you so much. Rex shoots you a shy smile. Nothing at all likes more than a stick, right? Alright, finally moving on from Rex. Hey, Nomi. Everyone's so serious all the time, Nomi says, touching their chin with the tip of their finger. I'm trying my best to help. Even if I'm not good at soldier stuff, I can at least make things that make people smile. That's important too, right? Yeah, creativity we're never gonna get. Actually, we're pretty close on the creativity because of that item that we have that gives us plus 15 or 25 or whatever it was. As it is, I know you like crystal clusters. Nomi makes a sound of appreciation and holds the crystal up to the light. Wow, it makes rainbows! It's perfect, thank you so much! You are welcome. Who else? I think Mars liked the crystals. I don't really care for aliens, Mars says, examining her nails. Why would I? Humans are far more interesting. And if the aliens are so cool, why don't they have cities already? She tosses her hair. Checkmate, aliens. I was like, wait, does Mars know about the aliens? But no. She holds the crystal up to the light and gazes into it. At the right angle, I can see my face in it. Beautiful. Let's see. Did anyone else like crystals? No. Just Mars and Nomi. Okay. And I had very few of everything else. Yep. So I'll save those for birthdays. So we're ready to continue on with what we're actually going to do this month. Don't want to explore while my stress is that high, and I'm still trying to get a specific event out of repairing robots. So I'm going to keep doing that for a while, hopefully not get too boring. Peng flags you down in the hallway. Oh, Selene, do you have a moment? You go out on expeditions sometimes, right? She asks. At least far more than I do, and would ever wish to. So, would you mind doing me a favor? Of course, depends what it is, or I'm not your errand boy. Of course. It's a small thing, really, and I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either, Tang replies. I simply need you to bring me some Hopeye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. I would ask Dis, but well, she makes an evocative, dismissive gesture. Why? I'll keep an eye out for them, or I'm not your errand boy. Why? For science, obviously, Tang replies. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs, or you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. I'll keep an eye out for them. That's all I ask, Tang replies primly. They're quite common if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me they're commonly found in nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. So we're gonna have to Did Nomi not get older? That's what Pseudonym just asked. I assume they did. I would have to check to see if their portrait changed or not. I wasn't particularly paying attention to all the portraits. Let's see, +1 to blue cards and +5 to all mental blue flushes. So we want... I think actually having 2 separate flushes would be better than a single large run. So if we do like, say a couple of 5s, then that to break things up. Something like that, because each of these are getting a +5. Which I think is probably better than just a single flush. Was that 50? Oh, no, I am wrong. The single flush is better. Cool. Let's see if you can find something better. Alright, 51. Oh, because of the 3, 4, 5. Because of the wild. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. What if we went there? Yeah. Nice. We got the highest. Not that we really need the engineering. The creativity is good. So that's where I'm slowly getting the creativity, which will let me do Nomi's next quest. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope, not just for this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper, slipped under your door. I guess I could go, party, party, party all night long, or nope, dancing is for dweebs. Sure, party, party, party. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate, well, yourselves. And yourself specifically, it is your birthday after all. The lounge is all decked out, the decorations look expensive, must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too, everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags, every inch of her printed, painted, and perfumed. Selene, happy birthday! I'm glad you could make it, she says, over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song request to congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth, duh. At the refreshments table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another, he winks at you. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins and pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who says it's going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls, woo, it's time to dance. We dance with Rex or just hang with our friends? I think we're more of just the hang out with people than dancing style. Rex and Mars take to the dance floor, joined by Nem and a reluctant-looking vase. You stay behind with the others to watch, still marveling at how mature your friends seem tonight. They've transformed, like grotty little grubs, into beautiful dwarves' moths. Dis shows up late and skulks around the outside of the lounge, eventually coming to pick at the food on the table. He keeps his distance from Tangent. Cal eventually heads to the siren's call of the dance floor and saunters over to join the others. You're left making somewhat awkward small talk about the food with the two siblings, which is stressful apparently. Nomi, who's playing DJ with Congruent, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily, or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. I'm not remembering exactly what Nomi looked like before, but I'm not seeing any obvious changes, but it's possible that there was a minor change in the appearance. I'd have to compare them. We didn't know Nomi nearly as long as the rest of the characters. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling an intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Yeah, you think it's different but not much? So, since you're here, Pseudonym, who do you want us to romance? I was thinking I would try and romance Nomi on this playthrough, but haven't had any luck with that. So... and it doesn't even seem to be an option here. Tangent, Mars, Cal, or Nem is at least here right now. Dis or just hang out and watch. Do you have a preference? You're going to say Tang, but what? Because if you want me to try romancing Tangent, I can. Didn't look like a good future. Yeah, Tangent struggles with overworking and also a bit of self-loathing. And it's possible that if we romanced her, there might be a way to help her past that. But in general, and this is for real life, romancing someone with the hope of changing them is not usually the best call. Cal probably best boy, yeah. Cal would be a decent option because in a future playthrough where Tammy lives, I think Tammy and Cal get together. And so if you want to romance Cal, it's usually best to do so on the playthrough where Tammy has died. That's not to say that you can't romance Tammy or Cal if they're, alive. It's just a lot harder. Same with Nem. Nem pretty much always romances base, but you can manage to break them up and then romance either of them. So, are you pushing for Cal then? Alright, Pseudonym wants us to romance Cal. Cal's a good guy, so sure. We will talk to Cal. I've flirted with a handful of people at this point, so this isn't setting things in stone, but we'll see how things play out. Cal grins and holds you at a respectful distance, his strong shoulders forming a natural dancing frame for your arms. You're a little embarrassed that you're so sweaty. Cal never works up a sweat, but he just laughs and compliments your natural glow. On the dance floor, you bump into Nem and Bass, who have stopped dancing and skip directly to Sucking Face. Cal rolls his eyes. After the slow songs, Nomi spins Congruent's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's Hearspeak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by security chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. "Look at all of you," he says, "young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but of all humanity." You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, good man, a real good man, really the best of the colony. Shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but darn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight, on the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads from his hollow palm. We cannot tarry here, we must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful sinewy races, all the rest of us on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go, the unknown ways, pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forest felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the mines within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving, pioneers, oh pioneers. Applaud politely, silently mouth the word boring, grumble and hiss. We will applaud politely. We're not like all in, like, woo, but just sure, yay. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. What do you think this poem means, kids? He asks. Doesn't mean we should sit here in our colony politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us. He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No, he exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vertumna by the balls and make it respect us. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Vase and Nem lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave and the music spins back up again, but only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are excited, cautiously optimistic, scared, angry, or trying not to think about it. Excited seems wrong. Our character hasn't really been the gung-ho slaughter all the monsters. We could go with cautiously optimistic in a viewpoint of this could potentially help keep us safe. Scared. I don't know if we would go as scared. Potentially angry. So the angry would be the sort of Cal and Dis side of things of, no, we need to get along. That's how I view it. Versus excited would be Nem and Vase, probably. Cautiously optimistic is probably the more average opinion, I think. Angry? I think we have been befriending Cal and Dis and their viewpoint, which I think is the angry viewpoint. So yeah, we'll go with the angry viewpoint. This is bull, Cal exclaims, causing a few heads to turn. Then I'm going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. He waves his arm over his head. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? And yeah, Cal and Dis gain friendship. Dis clearly agrees, though, much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your parents have stayed up to make sure you got home safe. They've never done that before. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you see their grim expressions and you know that time is over. Mid-quiet. Have you seen my delinquent brother? Tang asks, already agitated. He was supposed to appear for his vaccinations before leaving on expedition again. Dr. Instance messaged me like I am his keeper or some such nonsense. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. I am done minding him. If he wants to cough up flower petals for 3 weeks or whatever else you mine is out there just waiting to infect us, he's welcome to muck around and find out. Let's see, anyone else around? Hey, Rex? Rex reaches above his head and stretches, showing off his lean body and its remarkable lack of clothing. He yawns and smacks his lips. Hey, Selene, he says, scratching his stomach lazily. You doing anything for fun? Nope. You and Nomi are talking when they suddenly go quiet and look down at the ground. Seconds later, a group of Helio soldiers walk past you, ignoring you and Nomi entirely. Nomi picks at the edge of their sweater. Sorry, they mutter. Sometimes it's just easier if everyone pretends they don't notice me. Well, that's sad. You shouldn't have to hide. A&M? You come across Nem sitting on a bench, her rifle slung across her knees as she stares into the middle distance. She snaps to attention when she sees you. Hey, Selene, she says. What do you need? Yeah, his same usual thing. I'm wondering if there's now a new option to sign up for combat. No, just same defense training and lookout duty. Probably if we did one of those, it would open up the option for a more combat-trained role. I'm guessing. Dis is sitting on the roof of one of the expedition transports, fiddling with something in his hands. As you approach, you see the glint of a pocket knife in his hands. He looks up from his carving. Oh, hey, Selene, he says, looking a little bashful. Need a new toggle for my backpack. I mean, we won't be able to rely on nanoprinting forever. Or is it here? No. I think there's an option to do combat in the swamp that becomes available, but it's not there yet either. We have read that before. Checkmate, aliens. Your dad used to joke that your mom got a prosthetic leg so that she could run faster than everyone else before you had gene tech. You don't think that's true. You guess she lost it in some kind of fight, but she barely talks about it, except for days like today when she's stumbling around like one leg is shorter than the other. Stupid thing, she grumbles. When am I going to have time to get this darn thing fitted right? We've definitely seen that one before. You spot your dad lying on the ground in the soft grass, looking up at the sky. He zooms his hand across his field of vision like a spaceship, then looks over with a dreamy smile. Hey, kiddo, he says. Sometimes I can't believe we're back on solid ground. After 20 years in space, it still doesn't feel real. And Cal. You look around for Cal when you overhear him, just around the other side of the geoponics dome. For the last time, leave me alone. Doesn't sound good. You get closer and find Cal facing down Rhett and Vase. They've cornered him, their body language calm and relaxed, while Cal's so angry he's almost shaking. Cal, please listen to us, Rhett says, spreading his hands. We're not here to conscript you. I can't force you to join the army. All I'm saying is that I need good, loyal, strong young men like you out there on the front lines. Rhett smiles. You're a good boy, Cal. I admire your passion for peace and your dedication to fighting for it. That's why I'm here, asking you to help me protect the colony. Protect the colony, Cal spits. That's such a lie. You're not protecting anything. You're just slaughtering defenseless animals in their homes. It's disgusting. Hey, Vase retorts, taking a step forward with his fists raised. Show some respect. Cal squares up like he's ready to take the hit. For who, he says, voice sharp. Psychopaths like you? Vase roars and looks like he's about to take a swing, but Rhett holds him back with one raised hand. Vase slinks back to Rhett's side and glowering at Cal. I can tell you need a bit more time, Rhett says. I just wanted you to know that my door is always open if... Are they bothering you, Cal? Your mom comes up behind you, her presence smothering the encounter like a blanket over a fire. I need you inside, she says to Cal, then turns to Rhett. My people are too busy filling your soldiers' bellies to listen to your war stories, Rhett. Don't worry, she adds, patting her artificial leg. He gets plenty of war stories from me. Rhett backs off. You're right, Flulu, he says, placatingly. I've taken up too much of young Cal's time. Vase looks like he's about to lip off again, but Rhett speaks before he can. All I ask is that you keep it in the back of your mind, Cal. When you come around, I'll be happy to talk about your options. With that, they leave. Vase gives you a scathing look as they pass. Cal sits down heavily on the sack of fertilizer he must have been carrying before Race and Rhett cornered him. This isn't even the first time, he mutters, his face in his hands. They're really dead set on getting me to join the hunting parties. I told them I don't want to kill anything, and Rhett was like, it's okay, you can just tell us how to kill them. Just tell us how to kill them. He looks up exasperated, like that's any better. Don't we need to defend the colony, or I wish they would leave you alone? Yeah, I wish they would leave you alone. Not everyone should have to go out and fight. Me too, Cal says. They have a real messed up idea of what it means to serve the colony. Like, who do they think grows their food? Ghosts? Cal picks at a loose thread on the sack he's sitting on. Man, this whole war is light-speed stupid, he mutters. Loman's people come crashing in here and think they run the place because they have bombs and guns, and nobody stops to think, like, maybe we're actually the invasive species here. We have a right to live here too. What can we do about it, though? Or we need to live in harmony with nature. That's definitely the one Cal wants to hear. Like, living in harmony with nature is definitely the ideal, but we also have to realize that we are being attacked every year, and someone has to keep us safe, because otherwise we would have been dead on the first year. And yeah, probably spending time learning more about the aliens so that we can find out how to live in harmony with them would be the right answer, rather than just focusing all our effort on war. I want to try this option, though. What can we do about it, though? It's not the right answer for Cal, I don't think, but I think it's a more good option. I don't know, man. I'm just a farmer, Cal says, but even I know there's got to be a better way than this. He runs his hands through his hair. There has to be a way to live in harmony with nature. Yeah. They attacked us first, or you're right, we just have to find it. Yeah. They did attack us first, but we need to put our efforts into looking for how to live in harmony. I'm glad you agree, Cal says. I just feel like we just showed up and plopped ourselves right in the middle of the food web, Cal continues, and we didn't even think for a second about the chaos that would cause on the ecosystem. We owe it to this planet to do our best to try to understand. Cal looks out towards the walls. Maybe the answer is out there, he says quietly. You go on expeditions a lot, right? Can you keep an eye out for, like, the answer to everything? 42. Cal's shoulders slump in a sigh, and he pushes himself to his feet. Man, I wish I could still talk about this stuff with Anemone, he says, slinging the sack of fertilizer over his broad shoulders again. You can see why Rhett wanted to get him in the Defense Force so badly. I miss her, Cal admits. I miss that we used to be so close when we were kids. He shakes his head, but she's gone all human supremacist now, and I just can't stomach that, you know? Yeah, I get that. Alright, I think we talked to Dis already. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's everyone. Pseudonym says, how dare 42? Yeah, 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. We've got a little bit more time before we are overstressed. Come on, give me the event I want. Nope. Security Chief Rhett has brought in one of the sentry turrets for repair. Darn things are jammed again, he exclaims, exasperated. They turn on, but instead of firing, they just make this loud buzzing noise. He flicks the turret on, and the room is filled with a high-pitched clunking squeal. You wince and cover your ears. It's annoying, but it's not very effective, he shouts over the din. Can you make them kill things again? With bullets, not with noise? I'm not fixing your machines of war. Yeah, I can fix it. We definitely need turrets. Working on the turrets is a bit of trial and error, but you figure it out. You fix the jammed one, grease the rest, and adjust their programming so they don't shoot quite so fast. After a few years out in the elements, they're getting some wear and tear, and old machines need to be operated more delicately. You suggest that requisitions some crews to build shelters for the turrets. Red is impressed by your handiwork and transfers you a few extra kudos. +1 calling defense, nice. Alright, +1 to blue cards, and 10 extra kudos if our total equals the goal. Let's see, we only have one blue card. So if we just use a bunch of our bigger cards... Although the -1 stress is usually nice to get in there, but we're going to be basically maxed on stress. I think we can do one more activity and then we're done. Alright, that's already the best score. Sure. So we can't get up to the super goal. Could we... I was going to say, can we just match that goal? There we go. Now we'll get the extra 10 kudos. Not that it super matters, but it's a thing. 26 kudos, nice. And a bit more creativity, so I think we've passed the 40 threshold, yep. So next time we talk to Nomi, we can then do her skill thing. Okay, we've read that one. Nothing up north. Rex whistles at you as you approach, giving you a heated up and down with his eyes. Did you do something different with your hair? He asks, then leans in to sniff you. New cologne? No. Is that a new shirt? Whatever you're doing, it's working for you. He makes a claw with one hand and growls sexily at you, then cracks up. Nomi and Rex are talking together on the couch, legs intertwined. Rex spots you first and gives you a jaunty wave, and Nomi follows his gaze with a big smile. Hey, Selene, Nomi says, scooting over easily so there's space for you on the couch. Rex pats the cushion invitingly. We were just talking about what we'd rather have as a pet. A hoteye as big as a unisaur, or a unisaur as small as a hoteye? What do you think? I think a unisaur the size of a hoteye would be super cool, as opposed to a giant hoteye. Want to make something? We will get a staying cool card. Nomi flaps their hand in front of their face. I do, but it's so hot on this planet, don't you think? You shrug. Sure, it's different than living on a climate-controlled spaceship, but you're kind of used to it by now. Nomi snaps their fingers. Wait, we should make something to stay cool. You and Nomi brainstorm all sorts of weird and wonderful ways to stay cool. Umbrella hats, sunglasses with funny shapes, giant bats of cooling goop, but it all seems too complicated. Eventually, you just end up doodling on some of Nomi's paper and folding it to make paper fans. Sometimes the best solution is the most simple, they say. They smile, fanning themselves with their new Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform fan. More friendship, more creativity. Alright. Einem. Yep, read that one. Definitely read that one. They seem to have like 3 things to say. You see Mars reclining with her feet in a bowl of water, colorful goop on her face and slices of dust melon on her eyes. She lifts the dust melon off one of her eyes as you approach. I could identify the clumping of your horrible boots while fast asleep, darling, she says. Are you still running around everywhere? It sounds exhausting. It's important to take care of yourself. She settles the dust melon slice back on her eyes and smiles. You should take notes. I will keep that in mind. Hey. You had a colony hoping to find Dis, and you do, as well as Rhett and Utopia, who have teamed up to talk to Dis about something that has him scowling deeply. Rhett is involved, so I'm gonna go on a wild guess and assume that it's something to do with killing aliens. It was different before the attacks, you hear Utopia say. But you're older now, and when you're on expedition, you can get into a lot more danger than when you were just a little kid going on walkabout. When you're out there on my team, I'm counting on you to do as you're told and to be where you said you'd be. She gestures beseechingly. What am I going to do if something happens to you out there, kid? What if you disappear one day and you're hurt and no one knows where to find you? What if... I'll be fine, Dis cuts her off. I can take care of myself, and if I can't, that's on me. That's not how it works here, Rhett says, his voice stern. You're not just putting yourself in danger out there, you're putting the whole colony in danger. I know you're a bit of a loner, son, but you have a family here. All of us, we're all your family. We're going to send people out to find you, and what if they get into the same trouble you did? He continues. We're counting on you to follow directions out there, to keep everyone safe, not just yourself. What if I don't want to be found? Dis explodes, waving his arms. What if I want to be left the heck alone? Rhett and Utopia are stunned by Dis's outburst. Rhett opens his mouth to respond, but Dis talks over him. If I don't come back, just leave me out there, he spits. If this planet wants me dead, maybe I deserve it, huh? Don't you ever think about that? Maybe I deserve to die out there. Maybe we all do. With that, Dis stomps away. Rhett and Utopia look stunned. You follow Dis around the outer walls of the colony to where he's angrily pulling things out of the drain pipe hiding hole he's long since outgrown. Stupid humans, he grumbles, stuffing what looks like a bedroll into a carrying bag. They never think of anything except, oh, he continues trailing off when he sees you. What do you want? Are you okay? I'm great, Dis mutters. Just awesome, actually. Yeah, thanks for asking. You watch him pull things from his hideaway and throw them into 2 piles. Screw this colony, he says. I didn't ask to be a part of it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. I'd be better living off in the woods like an animal. At least that's real. He reaches in far and pulls out a busted-up-looking mechanical device, his old alien communicator he made using gear he stole from Command. Geez, he laughs. Guess I don't need this anymore. What do you mean? Take me with you? Please don't go, or I understand, do what you need to do. I mean, obviously, the what do you mean he doesn't need it anymore because he has regular conversations with a real alien. Probably either please don't go or do what you need to do. And I'm going to be supportive. Do what you need to do. Yeah, Dis nods. Thank you, Selene. I hoped you'd understand. Dis finishes packing up the stuff he's going to keep, which barely amounts to a full backpack. He straps it onto his back and nods at you, determined. Did I ever tell you my full name? He asks, seemingly randomly. No, you didn't. Dis smiles a little at that, just with the corners of his mouth, as he huffs a self-deprecating laugh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. It sucks, honestly. It's dysthymia. What does it mean, or doesn't that mean? Yeah, Dis says. It means being sad. What a joke, right? Who names their kid that? He shakes his head. Aunt Anne always talks about how babies make everyone happier. Was my mom sad before she had me and Tang? Or did having us make her sad? His smile twists. Was it me? Was I the reason? Dis scuffs his boot in the dirt. Whatever, he mumbles. No one's cared about me, basically ever. Since before I was born, my own mom didn't love me. The one person you think could. He looks up at the sky and blinks rapidly. Whatever, he repeats. I'm out of here. Thanks for everything, Selene. You're the only good thing about this. I'm gonna miss you. Wave goodbye, give him a hug, cross your arms and frown, or cry your eyes out. He probably wouldn't appreciate the hug. I'll just wave goodbye. You wave goodbye, which Dis returns over his shoulder as he treks off into the wilderness. You watch him disappear between the fungal trees. Within minutes, he's out of sight. You're getting ready for bed later that day when you receive a colony-wide announcement through your holopalm. It reads as follows. Colony notice. Reminder, there are to be no unauthorized trips outside the walls without prior authorization from Expeditions Command. Anyone caught in violation of this rule will be punished. This includes going for a walk. It is dangerous outside the walls and is only to be done by trained and armed personnel. Thank you, Command. How about that? You send Dis a message, just a bunch of question marks. Dis messages you back immediately with just a picture of a knife. You guess he didn't get very far. Sorry, Dis, you're stuck in the colony. Alright, let's continue talking to everyone. Yep, we've read that. Yeah. Your dad's sitting on the fence overlooking the animal paddocks, chewing on a piece of grass. Oh hey, Sugarbean, he says, patting the fence next to him. Come to take a look at the wild, dangerous animals? Or wild, dangerous aliens? You watch the float cows bob along peacefully. Every so often, one of them releases a jet of liquid and lifts up into the air. Your dad laughs every time. Gross, he says. But I guess not much more weird than what we used to drink from... than when we used to drink milk from cows and goats. I'm having a hard time reading today, and I don't know what's up. Sorry about that. Cal and Rex are hanging out, yeah. We have definitely read that. Alright. I don't want to just keep doing, robots for this entire season, so let's do something else before we need to relax. Combat, toughness, animals. We could do something like defense training for combat and animals. Lookout duty is perception, which we don't need. And animals. Sports ball for bravery and toughness, that's always good. So I think we're getting close-ish to the next perk in bravery. Yeah, let's play some sports ball. Dirt. Oh, man. No, I'm gonna do sports ball. Security Chief Rhett interrupts your afternoon training to address the group. Nem perks up. This seems important. Since the original colony was destroyed, Rhett begins, we have needed every skilled security officer we can find to defend our homes, and now with Governor Lum's blessing, age is no longer a requirement. We are looking for young recruits to join the ranks of the defense squads. This is a serious job, he punches his hand for emphasis. You'll be soldiers, not little kids learning self-defense or peering down from the safety of the walls. You will be in danger. You need to be brave and know your way around a weapon. Step forward if you think you have what it takes to defend our colony. Bravely step forward. Quietly hang back for now, or go pound sand, warmonger. Part of me wants to try it just to see how it plays out, but no. We have helped with defense every year we've been able to, so I'm gonna say that though we don't want to go out and kill everything, we're willing to defend our city. When Rhett smiles, it's not a happy smile. But do you have what it takes to survive? We have 30 combat or greater. Yes, I do, and I'm ready to serve. Define what it takes. Yes, I do. Rhett nods. Okay, you're in. See you at dawn, recruit. Alright. Those are some big cards we've got. Cards with gems are wild. Nice. So that's wild suit, not wild number. Let's see. No way to get a 6, but we could do that. So then that counts as a very long straight. Sure. Slightly higher, it thinks. Why is that higher? Because that can count as a 9? I don't know. Whatever. For reasons I don't understand, that's slightly better. +5 bravery, +2 toughness. Nice. Cal isn't going to like that I have signed on to be a soldier. Yeah,